Goated now?
Goated better.
All right.
Is mine on?
You ready? Yeah. I don't know. Say something.
Yo.
Yep, you're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yo.
you're good. You're good.
Yo.
Yo. All right, you're blowing them out, bro.
Wait.
We're live, bro.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Get in here.
I don't think we're live.
We are live.
Okay.
Hey guys, Matt here. We are back for another steak battle video. We have Player of the Year.
Maybe.
Probably.
Hasn't been announced.
Hasn't been announced. Gannon Buhr. Gannon, you are also by far the record holder of being on the most steak battles. How do you feel about that?
You know, that's big for me. I think that's one of my greatest accomplishments in my career.
So for you guys that haven't watched steak battles in a while, what we got 4 different steaks. We have steak 1, steak 2, steak 3, and steak 4. And what we'll do is we'll try out each steak and decide which one we like the best. So we'll go ahead and dive into steak 1 here. Cheers. So, right out the gate, 9 wins, 7 Elite Series, 2 majors. Arguably the best season of all time. Make the argument as to why you think this should be the best season of all time.
Okay. I'm going to make my argument, and to be honest, I don't have really an opinion on it because I think the time frame's too far apart to make a accurate comparison, but I'm just gonna say a couple things that might sway one direction. One thing is definitely strength of field. That is by far the most important stat in all of this, in my opinion, if you're trying to compare them. And now, you actually can use ratings as a fairly accurate comparison. If anything, I believe they're probably a little bit higher back in the day due to the amount of low-rated players that are playing in tournaments. If you don't know how ratings works, it's all about the spread of the field in terms of scoring. So if you have someone shooting 12 under and someone shooting 12 over, that's a big scoring spread versus nowadays, you usually see someone shooting 12 under and then maybe someone shooting 2 over. So the floor is a lot higher, meaning that the points per stroke and just the height of the rating won't be as severe. That's why places like the Memorial still to this day have really high ratings, especially at Fountain Hills, because you have a lot of low-rated players in the event that play the event, throw in the water. But for the top pros, it's a very easy course. So that's why the ratings are super high there. But so that's a kind of an explanation of the ratings. We had very similar ratings for the entire season, Paul and I, if you just compared that head to head. But there was only 2 players above 1040 when he had that season, and that was him and Ricky Wysocki. Where now you have, I think it's 10 players over 1040. But the big one is the amount of players over 1030. It's around, I think, 32 or something like that. Now, back then it was, I think, 8 or 9. So there's just a bunch more people these days. So when you take into the account the average finish, you have to look at the strength of field. I personally think if I was playing back when Paul was around, or back in that day, 2015, and Paul didn't exist, I think I also would have been able to get top 3 every event. Now, who knows about if I would have won all the majors? That's definitely a different question, but that's probably my biggest argument right there.
Yeah, I think you make some good points. That definitely the number of quality players that could win. Like you said, there's over 30 different 1030 rated players, and back then there was maybe a handful. And so it's just the field is much tougher nowadays. All right, so we've had steak 1. Let's go ahead and dive into steak 2 here. So what I want to do is something slightly different. I just want to do like a top 3 in different categories. I want to do, first we'll do, who are the top 3 putters in the game right now?
James Proctor, There's a no question for me. I think Andrew Marweed, you kind of have to put up there. Even just playing like games of pig against him, he's crazy good. That third spot, to be honest, I don't have a good answer. I think you could swap, myself, even Eagle McMahon, Ricky for sure.
Was it Yuli like 100% in circle 1 or something close like that?
He was, but that doesn't do it for me when his circle 2 is not good at all. So, especially these days, you have to have good circle 2 putting. So, an easy way to kind of see is just combine circle 1 percentage, circle 2 percentage. Whoever has the highest number is probably the best putter. I think it was Proctor, I believe. I was top 5 in, I think, both categories, so you could put me in the third spot. I wouldn't say I'm the best putter in the world by any means. There's definitely times where my putt feels off, but I feel like Proctor just never misses.
All right, so we've had stake 2. Let's go ahead and dive into stake 3 here.
This is a good stake, I can already tell.
How can you tell that it's a good stake?
Well, I do like a little bit of marbling, a little bit of fat, but not too much fat. And especially with the way you cook steaks, that they are so soft no matter what. I just want like a little bit of fat. That's what this one has. It's pretty purely pink throughout the entire steak. Good piece of meat.
So most ribeyes in the loin, there's a area called the spinalis. It's kind of a more tender piece of meat on top of the ribeye. And then towards the end of the loin, you start to get to what like is more like a New York strip. This is where that part came from, was the end of that loin.
Okay.
So this is more similar to New York strip than the other sides of. Yeah, all right.
They're all really good so far.
Top 3 forehanders.
Oh gosh. Gavin and I did make a list of this, and we did include ourselves in the top 5. I believe in that list we also had Ricky, Kyle Klein, and Sullivan Tipton, with Gavin and I being in the top 5, in no specific order. I'm not gonna lie, I think the forehand is one of the best parts of my game. It doesn't get talked about that much because I feel I have a very well-rounded game, and so it's not gonna stand out, obviously, but almost every time I throw a forehand, I know I'm gonna put it close to the basket, so my accuracy feels really good. I don't have quite the amount of angles that a lot of other players do, but I do have every angle if I need it. It's just maybe not as consistent. But obviously, you got to throw in like Germ and Sexton probably, Macbeth at times.
Yeah, but let's give us top 3.
Well, I don't know.
Just give me a list, bro.
Sully's 100% in that list because if you haven't watched him, he's incredible with the amount of, he can throw every single disc forehand in his bag on every single angle and have incredible speed and nose control, which nobody has. So he's probably the best forehand in the world. We're gonna put Chandler Kramer up there.
All right.
This is no order, no orders. 3 of the 3 best.
Right.
Chandler Kramer, he bombs forehands. He can throw a 550 forehand, even with a pretty smaller frame. And to be able to compete how he is with a forehand only is very impressive. So I think that kind of speaks for itself. I've seen him throw some just disgustingly late flipping forehands that a hyzer backhand would fly like, but he just does it with a forehand, so that's crazy. I gotta put Ricky up there in the third, in one of the top 3, just because of, I mean, there's times where you know he's not gonna mess a forehand up. He has incredible power, some of the probably top 3 power in the world forehand, and he's just good in the clutch with it.
All right. Let's dive into stake 4 here. What?
You have stake 4 yet?
I haven't had stake 4 yet.
Oh. This is bad. I might have a feeling that I might not get the ultimate steak and roaster up for the first time ever.
So we do have a killer lineup.
They're all good.
They're all good. There is the ultimate steak and roast rub, obviously. One of the other ones I bought with Kimberly, we went to a meat market out in Waukee. and it's been really good. Actually, it's been one of my go-to seasonings. One of them has been one of the favorites that has beaten the Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub quite a bit. And then one of them is like a homemade concoction
Okay.
that I'll talk about a little bit later.
Did you make it?
I did make it.
Okay.
All right, so this off season's been pretty busy. We had the NADGT.
Good job.
I struggle with saying that quickly. We've been to Colorado. You're going to be gone to Isaac's wedding this weekend.
Leaving tomorrow.
And then...
Getting my license tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to get your license and leaving tomorrow. Wow.
Bold move.
And then you're going to be in Florida, and then you're going to be in Kentucky.
And then back to Iowa.
And then you're back here, and then back to Florida. So
Busy guy.
Busy off season. We have also been grinding in the gym. What's your favorite exercise that we do so far?
I mean, my favorite would probably be the one that's the easiest.
Which one's that?
I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of like a deadlift.
You are good at the deadlift, probably because your arms are like 6'10", so you barely have to lift off the ground.
I'm very bad at a push-up. But, I don't know, I think it just feels something good about loading the weights on, doing your set, and then getting off. Just nice and easy. The ones I don't like are the ones that are like involving core stability and then doing something else, so I don't know exactly what that would be, but anything core is
Everything
horrible.
core sucks. They're small muscles. Plus, when you're as weak as you are.
Or the lunges after I'd already done a lot of legs is terrible.
Lunges suck too, of any kind. No one likes lunges.
I don't mind lunges, but when I'm already cooked from my workout.
What are you looking forward to most for next season?
Well, I don't know. Just to kind of go in this season, now that there is no like, I feel like proving myself. I proved myself this year and I will never lose that, I feel like. Unless I have a couple years of horrible play, which I don't think will happen. We kind of have been talking about, I've got to a point where there's really no way I don't win a tournament in a season. Like, I'm going to win at some point, and that's good to know. And toward the end of the last year, or this year, I mean, I got to a point where I felt like I was going to win the tournaments, and I did. So if I can have that mindset for next year, I think I can have an even better season.
Or do you think you'll ever like lose that drive though? Like I was listening to Kristen on the Tour Life podcast, and she said like she kind of, some tournaments she just like kind of lost the drive to win or really even care. After
I feel like there was probably one tournament I had that was the tournament after European Open at the festival. I had the most stressful week ever at European Open, and it took all my mental focus and fortitude, physically, mentally, to go and get that win, barely, that the next week my brain was just so mentally drained. That's the only thing that stops me is like mentally draining. I'm never physically tired, so it's all about the mental state of things, which I'm usually pretty good about, but honestly, I kind of told myself, like, go out there and just have some fun, but so I played like trash, and I was like, I don't like this, and so I went back to Ledgestone and got the win the next weekend.
So back at the Tour Championship, before the final round, you were down 6 strokes. Did you think you could win?
Yeah, I think I had a somewhat of a chance. I said 5% chance, but I told Gavin if I can cut it to 3 after 5 holes, that it's definitely doable. And it's exactly what I did. Cut it to 3 within 5, and by the front 9, I was tied up and I had to lead after hole 10. It just happened really quickly, but I knew it wasn't safe. It'd be different if it was like a wide open course, but that course is so much danger.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we have had all 4 steak seasonings. This was steak 1, steak 2, steak 3, steak 4. Give me your order of which one you liked.
That's my favorite. 1. They're all so good. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4.
I kind of have to remind myself which is which. 1, so it would have been steak 4, steak 1, steak 2, steak 3. So we will go through the order. Steak 4 was actually this new steak seasoning.
That was good.
Tuffy Stone, the big umami all-purpose mix. This is the one that I got with Kimberly out at the Waukee Meat Market. It's been pretty good. It's been one of my go-tos lately. Steak 2 is my own personal concoction. So when we were down at USDGC, I stopped by this store called the Savory Spice, which is one of my favorite seasoning stores. I go there once a year. Got some big bags of seasonings. So it was really just salt, pepper, garlic, but it was like bourbon barrel smoked salt. And you can really smell the flavor in it. Whiskey barrel smoked black pepper and roasted granulated garlic. So I just put all 3 of those on there. Steak 2 was Q39 steak seasoning. So Q39 is a barbecue store in Kansas City that's very popular. I need to go back. I actually was not that impressed when I went. And then steak 3 was the ultimate steak and roast rub. Usually Gannon's favorite.
They all taste the exact same to me, so.
Yeah. They do have a very similar flavor profile.
To be fair, if I really went and tasted them all again, I think I probably could have got it.
Yeah.
But I just knew that one had a nice salty taste, so I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's good.
All right, so this was the, I don't know what number steak battle this was this year, but we had a lot this year. Hoping to do a bunch more next year. I still might do a few more. I want to get Kimberly back on to do one. She's been killing it with all of our videos. Maybe talk about that. Maybe get Kimberly and Sanchez. He's become a staple in the videos now.
Sanchez he's the one.
Maybe Babcock if he's back in town. So that's it. If you guys have any ideas for things we can do to improve our steak battles for next year, let us know. I think we are, Ty Tanat wants me to do a live steak battle at the DMC next year. So you'll have to stop by the Titan booth to come check that out, get some free steak and see which one you like. But this was one of the last steak battles of the year, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, G. Thank you. Ooh, that was weird.